big, hairy. Name is Michael. Hi, how are ya? Hi. Welcome back to our channel. Hope you're doing well. We're doing pretty good this morning. We are out at the farm, clearly.
We've had a pretty productive week, our first week on holidays. A few projects that we have wanted to get done, we've started. First one we wanted to do was get another water tank for the back of the shed.
So at the start of the week, Monday, we got a truckload of crusher dust to come in. With our first tank, we did a layer of crusher dust and then popped the tank on that. With the second tank, we've done exactly the same things. The first few days, we had just started to level out the bit where we were gonna put the tank with some normal dirt. We all started doing wheelbarrow loads of crusher dust in order to get it level. So that was like one of the first things that we had to do in order to prep that area for the tank, was to get it built up and level. So we had the crusher dust delivered on the Monday and we were supposed to get the tanks delivered on the Wednesday, but the truck actually broke down on its way here, so they had to turn him around and we had to reschedule for another day. So in between the day of having the base ready, we went down to the chicken coop and started dismantling the run and started leveling out a section for where we wanted to build the brand new coop. So today we are down at the chicken coop, the very dodgy chicken coop that has literally taken a year and a half to do absolutely nothing. We did put a bit of a run. We started to build a run on the outside, but we're just not happy with how it looks. The way that the timber started to bow. Here it's very, very bowed. So basically we're going to be pulling a fair bit of this run down, concrete some new posts in the hopes that they won't bow and bend. Obviously we're gonna get a bit of bowage. If we can get the main poles close together, then that shouldn't bow too much, hopefully. Our main task for today will be to cut out a section at the back here for where we plan on putting the concrete slab. Chickens are just crowing every 5 freaking minutes. So that's what we did yesterday. But this morning we're expecting the truck to deliver our new tanks any moment now. So we're going to walk around and make sure everything's quickly done. Everything's level in preparation for that tank just to go straight onto the new slab. Alright, so the truck has been and delivered our tanks. I got a little bit of footage of us unloading them. The camera did cut out when we were putting it into position, so you didn't get to see that. But we've got this small tank here. This is going to actually go over to the cattle yard. And then we got this big mama tank. There we go. We need to pull out some weeds over here. We tried to position this one in level with this one, but Michael just measured it and it needs to go back just a smidgen. So we're gonna try and see if we can move it back without doing too much damage to the actual base. So there's the gap between the shed and the tanks. Michael's just said that this one here needs to get pushed back that way a little bit. It's only like that way by like 5 centimeters though. So is it that much of an issue though?
Not much of an issue, but what the plan is, we're going to link these two tanks together. So there'll be a pipe come out of that tank. It'll come along here above ground, hook into that tank. It'll keep coming along here. Eventually we get a third tank to go here. And then all 3 tanks will be linked together. And then we'll have a line that'll go out and feed into our main line.
Cool. Alright, so we're going to try and move it back a little bit.
Push it back a little bit. Too far. Put your ass into it. And then you asked me if I would come along. I just can't. Keep going. Yep, whoops. Hurt my ass.
So it's 10:30 and it's starting to get bloody hot. Anyway, what are we gonna do? Should I start doing some crush dust?
Do the crush dust. I'll go start measuring and maybe digging over there.
Yeah. So this is how much crusher dust we have left after doing that slab. So you remember how much we had when we got it delivered. It was about out here. So we've used a fair bit, but there's still a whole heap there. There are a few spots around the farm that we're going to be able to use that crusher dust, so it's not a massive issue that we have a little bit extra. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to move some crusher dust. Let's do it. Alright, so just before I go down and start doing some of that crusher dust, we've been having a few issues with mice. We see them regularly running around the shed, and it doesn't help that our shed looks like absolute crap all the time. It's so messy. This shed is one of the things that I want to get done over the holidays, so hopefully we can set aside a day. I'm just looking at Michael so that he knows. Hopefully we can set aside a day to pull a few things out and give the floor a good clean, organize some things, throw out some things, just do a full declutter and organize it a bit better. But anyway, back to the mice. I bought these mice traps and I recorded a little bit on it the other day, explaining the traps and how they work and that. So I'll insert that clip just here to give you an idea, and then I'll check these traps and we'll see if we got anything today. I would say that probably over the time that we've been setting the traps, we've probably caught about 60 mice. That's a lot of freaking mice. Anyway, I'll insert that video here. Reese and I are about to check some mice traps. We've been having issues with mice being everywhere all over the property, down at the chickens, in the garden. They've actually been eating the strawberries, which is crazy. I can already see there's some in there. There's the other one. Yep, there's some in there too.
How many?
I think there's 2 in that one. So just before we go down to the tap, I'm not gonna be able to talk to you down there because it's so windy, but I'll just give you a look at these mouse traps. We don't have anything in there like rat sack that will kill them. I'm sure you could put rat sack in there and then they would die in there. You know, I never really thought about that. I just didn't want to put rat sack out in case we had some mice run out of the shed and die, and then like a chicken or something comes along and eats it, because if something ate one that had eaten rat sack and died, then that thing would then have the rat sack in them and also die. So there's 2 holes in this, one on each end. It's like a spring ramp in there. The mice runs in, it drops, and then as soon as they get off that into the actual container, the spring springs back up and they can't get out. So they're basically trapped in here. These are only like $20 from Bunnings, and they've worked really good. I think the most that we've ever caught in one trap was about 8. I don't think we'll ever be completely free of them, but this is definitely putting a dent in their population. All right, let's go down and we'll see how many we got for sure. But that video with Reese was recorded 2 days ago, and over the last few days, we haven't caught any mice at all. So either the mice are getting smart, or they're getting plenty of other delicious food from in the shed, and just aren't interested in the chicken grain, which I normally put in there. But when I was a kid, I remember my pop saying that the best bait to catch mice is peanut butter. So we often use peanut butter on just like snap traps at home, or when we set up snap traps in here, we would put peanut butter. So I put some peanut butter in the actual traps in hopes that it would work, and I can already hear there's some in the traps. So let's check the traps and we'll go and deal with them. And let's see. Yeah, by the looks of that, there's only one in here. So we'll leave that one there and I'll go check the other ones. So I stuck one in here. There was a couple. I think there might be 2 in here, 2 or 3. And yes, I can see there's one in there. I just want to clarify too that I really don't enjoy doing this. Far out, they stink. But I don't enjoy the actual, I don't enjoy actually like killing them. Like, that's not something that excites me. I'm not a psychopath. They really are a pest. They get into things in the shed. They eat through wires and everything else. They're eating our chicken grain down at the chicken coop. Another thing that they do, which is really, really annoying, is they burrow all around the property. So they put little holes everywhere. Where we've got our little chicken tractor, if we move it, they've got all these little holes in the ground, and they're basically just digging little channels underneath the ground like a mole would. And yes, they really are just super, super annoying. And that's the reason that I'm doing it, is because I don't want them here. Another thing, oh my God, another massive reason as to why I want to get rid of them is because they attract snakes. And for the first time ever, I saw one the other day. I was just walking up Snake Alley. We're calling it Snake Alley now. There's a little strip down behind the fruit forest down here that goes all the way down to the back of the chicken coop. It's like the back alleyway. I was saying to Reese, I was like, people have been seeing snakes. Snakes are happening now, so we really need to be careful, and we need to be looking where we're walking and making sure that, you know, we're being aware of what's hanging around, because if we get bitten by one, we're gonna get really, really sick and we could probably die from it. And as soon as I said, watch where you're walking, a snake just like darts away from us. Didn't come near us, it like ran away from us, but still, it freaked me the hell out. And then I walk over near the chicken coop and I see its bloody snake skin. I'll put a little video here, have a look at the snake skin. So that is why I want to get rid of these mice. The mice aren't going to stop the snakes, and I'm never going to be able to stop the mice from being here. They're always going to be here, but I can limit the amount that's here by doing this. So that's why I'm doing it. For this time, guys. Alright, so we're down at the new chicken coop slab area. We've just got these little hardwood things, don't know what they're called, just so it doesn't move or bend out when we put this crusher dust in, and obviously when we put the concrete in. We took a long time measuring this out, and I don't want it to be like wonky or anything like that, so I'm just going to put these in just to reinforce it a little bit more. So we're at home now. We've had lunch. I've started doing some editing of this video that you're watching. Michael said we're leaving at 2:30 to head back to the farm, but little Miss Sleepy Butt over here doesn't want to go. We need to go to the farm, Michael.
Okay.
We have to do this. While we've been at home, Michael has ordered the concrete and he's managed to get it delivered for tomorrow. So, we need to get out there and finish. Ah, you think you're so cool.
And I saved $60.
And you saved $60, so that's good.
Spent $700, but spent saved.
Yeah, saved a bit. So yeah, if we're getting that concrete poured tomorrow, then we need to get out there and finish your bit over at the cattle yards. It is being delivered tomorrow at 3. Can you not look like that? You look so creepy. So this is what happens when Michael wakes up. He's all giggly and childish. When I wake up, I'm a bitch. The concrete is supposed to be coming out tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So if we get that section cut away properly, all done and leveled out with your crusher dust, if you want to do that, then tomorrow morning we can go to the hardware store and get the little metal things that go in the concrete. And make sure that's all done before the concrete gets there. So if we're gonna have any chance of getting it completed, ready for tomorrow's concrete, then we need to go now.
Okay.
So
let's go.
Let's go. Should we get Becky to say let's go? Becky, where you at, girl?
Let's go.
All right, guys, so we are now back at the farm, and now we're just over here at the cattle yards doing the digging out / excavating of the spot here where Michael wants to concrete. So that's what we're going to be doing for most of the afternoon, just digging this stuff. So we'll film a little bit so you can see the progress here, but other than that, I think we might just see them back at home. All right, let's get digging.
Hi.
Hello everybody! We are now back at home. We're having a few beverages after our extremely exhausting day. And my skin actually feels so hot. Feel it?
You're just gonna have a hot shower.
No, I don't have hot showers. So we did mention in the last video that we were going to make a list of like our to-do things that we wanted to get completed over our break from work. We are only on a 2-week break, so we sort of wanted to make it fairly realistic and achievable. The two major things that we wanted to get done were the water tanks and the chicken coop. The chicken coop has been an ongoing thing that we've literally just not really focused any attention to, not for any specific reason, just I think just had other sort of things that we felt were maybe more of like a priority rather than the chicken coop. But I am really getting annoyed because I don't let the chickens out all the time, because if I let them out, they're going to run straight over to our veggie garden and just make a mess of it. So I only really let them out if I'm doing work in the garden or around the garden, so I can sort of like keep my eyes on it. We have finished one half of the tank situation. We do have a few other tank things that we want to get sorted. Just remember your face is in the video too, so you can't have a bad face. Can you stop? We also want to put a water tank over at the vegetable garden so that we can feed water from our main tanks, which are the tanks behind the shed, into the vegetable garden so that we can run a hose off of that tank and water the garden like normal people. So that's something that we want to do. We haven't started that section yet, so that's something that we really do need to get looked at and whatnot. We think we're going to move the tank that we put behind the chicken coop up to the vegetable garden. Cow shelters.
Cow shelters. So I've got the timber to build a new cattle shelter down in the new paddock where the girls currently are.
Where I put the water shot, we're going to build a new shelter in there.
Yeah, because there's no trees in there at the moment. We're finding it hard to get trees to grow because everything we put in there the cows eat. So
Yeah.
the trees that are growing in there at the moment, which is small, I've managed to put some fencing around it, and it seems at this stage that they've stayed out of it. But again, it's going to take a year or two before the trees get up to a reasonable height. So we need to provide them some shelter with summer coming. So I've bought some timber to do that. It's not going to be enclosed like the one in the calf paddock. It's just going to be just a roof. So
If you picture like a carport with no sides, just the roof, that's what it's going to look like, but shorter.
yeah, but it's all just timber. That's going to be done, so we can do that next week.
A few videos back, I showed you, well, I spoke about what I wanted to do with the vegetable garden fence and putting like the hog panels and then put passion fruit vines running across it. We don't have the funds to completely do that entire fence, but we do have a couple of passion fruit plants that Michael grew from seed here at the house that we really need to get into the ground. So I think we're just going to probably do maybe like 3 or 4 panels along that vegetable garden so that we can plant out those 2 passion fruit plants before they die. So that was another thing.
We'll need to plant some more those couple of trees in the fruit forest.
Yeah, fruit forest. There is a fruit forest update coming, you guys. Like, seriously, we have some fruit happening at the moment, which we're pretty excited about. So we will get that out as soon as we can. Also, our vegetable garden is doing pretty good. Nothing that we have planted for our summer garden has been destroyed by animals, so that's good, touch wood. So yeah, I'll do a vegetable garden update fairly soon as well. But yeah, as for jobs that we need to get done completely, tanks, chicken coop, vegetable garden, half fence, cow shelters, cattle yards, I think that was about it. Oh, clean up the shed. I seriously want to clean up the shed. Our shed is freaking disgusting. It is pretty bad. It's a shed that is just full of crap.
It's not full of crap, it's got hay all over the floor.
Yep, hay, mice.
We're not going to get rid of the mice.
We're not going to get rid of the mice, but we can keep it clean. The shed is like a magnet to mice. There's so many places that they can hide because there's just so much clutter and crap in there that we need to clean out. We could clean it up big time. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. Anyway, I hope this video, I haven't completely finished editing it yet, but I have started it, and I think it's going to flow pretty good.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. If not, I'm going to post it anyway. Anyway, we're going to chillax, have a few beverages, have some nuts, and watch our favourite show. Alright. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let us know in the comments. If you made it this far, let us know in the comments. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. 3, 2, 1. Cider!
Who drinks Bundy rum through a straw?
I do.
It's all about the nails.
It's all about the nail.
Yeah! Here's our thumbnail. Can your thumb do this? 90 degrees.
What the...
Yeah!
Ready for the remix? How did I not know that your thumb could do that? That is so weird.
Dolly! Can I get naked now that we're finished videoing? Alright.